so far, so both teams will have to up their level in this second round to ensure they're on the plane to China. 8 different venues being used in China as well for that World Cup. And the question on everyone's lips is, how far can Chad go? The team that never throws in the towel. They must be taken seriously. But before we get started, we will pause for the national anthems. So national anthems are done. Just 5 minutes or so until this one gets underway. Yeah, just saw Morocco and Tunisia the game before this one. Of course, this being in Tunisia, there was a healthier support. A few of them have vacated the arena. Hopefully they'll be back, just getting some refreshments before this one starts. Yeah, but Chad, they currently sit as the lowest ranked team among the 12 teams in the second round of the African qualifiers. They've done incredibly well just to get to this stage, so whatever happens from here on in will be considered a big bonus. Referees today, Babacar Gueye, Hassan Kamate and Opiemi Ogunle. Overseeing proceedings today. The referees have done such a great job in qualifying, as they always do. Some of the best officials that we have overseeing these matches. And of course, when the World Cup gets underway properly as well. So the teams will just have one final warm-up before we get going. Egypt come into this game off the back of a 59 points to 53 win over Morocco last time out a few months ago in the final window of the first round of qualifying. Good result for them. Chad were in a group with Tunisia, Cameroon and Guinea in the first round. Managed to finish third in that group. Tunisia were 6-0, Cameroon finished in second, 4-2, Chad 2-4. Guinea really struggled, 0-6. Whereas Egypt, they managed to finish second in Group C. They were with Angola, Morocco and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Angola won the group 4-2. Egypt finished second 3-3, along with Morocco also 3-3. And the Democratic Republic of Congo, they unfortunately had to leave us after the first round. They were 2-4. But Egypt, well, they've got some very good players. He's one of them, Haytham Khalifa. He had 15 points and 7 assists against Morocco last time out. So keep an eye on him. Likes of Ibrahim El Gamal as well, who's averaging 11.8 points, 3.7 assists. He had 16.7 assists against Morocco. And they've got the big men, the likes of Assem Mare and Omar Orabi, who will be looking to go to work on the glass today, with Mare averaging 7 rebounds a game, Orabi averaging 8.5 rebounds a game. So they're the danger men for Egypt. Oh. Well, you can't fault his passion. Come by himself with his flags, trying to cheer his side on. As for Chad, a few names to look out for that you may not be completely familiar with. They'll be looking towards the likes of Michael Kobe, Placide Nakijim, and Ronald Neto Kolmia. Here is the Egypt starting 5: Khalifa, Abusha, El Maghi, Matuk. Strong starting 5 for Egypt. And the Chad starting 5 as well. Mentioned Michael Koib, who's averaging 16.7 points, 5.7 rebounds. Yeah, Nakijim, he's averaging 10.3 rebounds a game. So he'll be looking to try and match up with the likes of Assem Mare and Omar Orabi. And they'll be looking to try and get the ball into the hands of the likes of Nubaranj, who's averaging 6.7 assists, and Dungar as well, who's averaging 4.2 assists so far for Chad in qualifying. On paper, you'd imagine it should be reasonably straightforward for Egypt. But the beauty of sport is that it quite often doesn't work out that way. This would be a big upset if Chad could find something here today. Their victory so far in the tournament, they beat Guinea back in November of 2017, 85 points to 51. They came within a point of beating Cameroon back in June, 73-72 in a real thriller. And they then beat Guinea again last time out, 80 points to 49. And they got the better of them. So both of their victories over Guinea. But yeah, they came close twice against Cameroon, 65-60, the very first game of qualifying last November, and then 73-72. So here we go. What can Chad find? It's Egypt who control the tip and get us underway. Oh, nice feint. And he throws it in two-handed to get Egypt off and running. It's Orabi, the big man. He'll be looking to go to work underneath throughout the course of this game on both ends of the floor. As I said, he's averaging 11.8 points, 8.5 rebounds so far in qualifications. So he has been putting up big numbers for his side. Important here for Chad to try and get off to a good start. They don't want to fall behind kind of double digits after the first quarter and just kind of lose all their confidence. If they can just keep it tight. As he steps back and throws the three, just off target. Last touch was off, looked like it was off a Chad shirt, but it's actually gone the way of Chad. So last touch off an Egypt player. Need someone to inbound to. Eventually, support did come. Dijmasal off target, defensive rebound, and now Matuk can bring it clear for Egypt. Drives into the lane. Oh, rejected. A big right paw. And that's what Chad are going to have to find today. They're going to have to be really stubborn on defense, and now down the other end. Trying to convert the two, and he does, and he's fouled, and one. Big play on both ends of the floor. This was the block by Jimasel, and then it was Jimasel's pass straight into the hands of Nakijim, who made the two, was fouled on his way up, and a chance for a three-point play, which he converts. Nice start. That should just inspire a little bit of confidence into the team. Good possession defensively, and then follow it up quickly down the other end in transition. Magi into Orabi, throws it back outside, and again, open three. They're going to have to try and protect the perimeter better than that, though, Chad. Completely open look at the three, knocks it down, but then great pass. Completely open. It was Ndunga who found the pass. And a very easy two. Good start to this one. Magi to Khalifa. Now another open three, this time from the corner, was in and out. Defensive rebound, and Chad can bring it forward. Here's Koib, nice pass again, and slams it down one-handed by Jimasel. Jimasel's had a great start to this game. He's got 4 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and that big block as well. Here's Orabi. Orabi has got red shirts all over him. Last touch was off Chad, so Egypt will keep it with 6 seconds left on the clock. Oh, he's thrown it away, turned it over, and there's no catching him. Just make sure of the two, no heroics from Ndimga. Just the start that Chad were after. 9 points to 5, the lead. Was passed back outside. Good ball movement by the Egyptians. Just can't get the three to go. Defensive rebounds by Nakijim. Here's Michael Koib. Good penetration, and the offensive rebound again. It's Jimasel who's there. He's had a really good start to this game, has Bienvenu Jimasel. Nice pass inside. So difficult to stop him, but he's missed a relatively simple one. This has been just a great start from Chad. The three is knocked down by Ndilnga. Quite rightly is embraced by the bench. It's just what Chad were after. And an early timeout has been called by Egypt.
Drop down. اوه عدي في السكند، عدي نص الملعب يا هو، انت واقف هنا اهو، عدي هنا اهو شويه. مشوا الكرة شوية، شوية ياخدوا الكرة يجيب باسكت وبس، هو ده اللي انتوا عايزين تجيبوه. مش عايز باسكت. عايز ديفنس. Soyez prêts, les paniers comme ça on les marque, petit. Hey, allez, ici. Hey, debout là. 1, 2, 3. Allez.
Well, as you'd expect, Amir Abulakir, the Egyptian coach, laying into his side during that timeout. Not happy at all with the start that they've made. Can understand why. They've been pretty lax on the defensive end. There's been a lot of open looks for Chad. Quite often when you come into a game when you're expected to win, really, it can just take you a little while. There might just be a little bit of complacency there. You may not think it, but perhaps subconsciously you're just expecting to win the game as knocks down the 3. Nice shot from Martuk, his first points of the game. And they've turned it over. It's had a good start in Dyongda, but turns it over there. Orabi. Khalifa shoots the 3, just a little too much on it. Offensive rebound, though. Khalifa again. Another 3 on the way. And another 3 that finds the bottom of the hoop. That is one thing that Chad are going to have to try and do. They've got to get out to that perimeter. They've got to protect it better than they're doing at the moment, because there's just a few too many easy open looks from the outside for the Egyptians, and they've got lucky there as well because there was a fast break opportunity on, but they make a bit of a mess of it, Egypt, and turn it over. Spins to his right, tries to bank it in. That's a nice play. Difficult shot made to look easy, though, by Kolmia. His first points of the ball game. And Chad's lead back up to 6. El Maghi. Again, it's just an open 3. I think they're happy to give him that 3. And he's fouled on his way up. We'll head to the line and shoot 2. Makes 1 from 2. Nice start from Ndunga. He checks out. Onto the floor comes Nubarmadje. And here he is on the ball immediately. Now Gimassel steps back, throws the long 2. Great work on the offensive glass, but then gets a little lucky to keep hold of it. Good defense by the Egyptians, and they eventually get it. Good work from Omar Orabi. But again, it's a bit of a sloppy possession thereafter. Orabi working hard to bring down the rebounds. Open 3 for Chad to try and extend the advantage. Another offensive rebound. They've started well on the glass here, Chad. Disappointed not to have made that mid-range jumper. And a good transitional defense again by Chad to get back in good time. No foul called. Throws it back outside. The 3 is on the way, but comes up short. And now the fast break is on. And great work by Martuk to get back in time and snuff out any potential danger. Feel as though they need to wake up a little bit here. We saw it in the last game as well between Tunisia, because they started pretty slowly. They were certainly favourites heading into that one against Morocco, but after a slow start, they eventually did find their way. But what Morocco didn't do, which Chad are doing, is capitalising on their mistakes. Here they come again. Unable to make this one, and Matuk can bring it clear. Ah, it's nice, just uses the contact. Just decides to shoot over the defense. Just need to be a little more selective in their shots here, Chad. Got off to a nice start. They just need to remain patient. Throws it inside, and that's where you want him. That is the play that Egypt are going to go to time and time again, and even though you know it's coming, it's so difficult to stop. Omar Orabi. And timeout has been called, this time by Abdoulaye Nadjimadji.
Quand il y a un shoot et qu'on récupère le rebond, c'est que nous avons 14 secondes. Donc ne précipitez pas vos actions. Prenez le temps et circulez la balle. C'est comme s'il y a une précipitation qui est en train de naître. Il faut éviter ça. Quand vous allez posément, ça arrive ici, c'est pas la peine de se précipiter. S'il y a une contre-attaque réelle, il faut le jouer. Au cas contraire, vous allez vous poser le jeu. Et jouer le système. Et jouer également les 2 contre 2, les 3 contre 3. Vous avez les moyens. Pourquoi vous ne le faites pas?
وموجود هنا هو تلقوه بيلعب ترانزيشن مستنيين اوكي كويس 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 ايدك فوق ايدك فوق بيسكم الله فلق على بالك امين عم سوجر يا شباب كل كره لا عم مضمون عم مضمون كل كره غاليه 1 2 3 بص.
Get a little lucky. Still manages to come through to a red shirt. The mid-range jumper is a good one. Chad's lead is 3 points, 18-15. Egypt just finding a way back into this. They've again left him an open 3. I think that would have been a 2, actually. I think the foot was just inside the line. Either way, he didn't make it. Throws it back outside. Now this is an open look. Takes his time. Can't get it to go, was fouled. And he will head to the line and shoot 3. So Colmian to the line. He's averaging 12.3 points, 4 rebounds so far in qualifying. Hasn't shot very well from the foul line, though in qualifying he's actually below 50% personal. Makes the first, misses the second. Yeah, Naki Jim and Dilgar, normally they're more trustworthy players from the stripe. The lead is back to 5. Oh, lovely bounce pass underneath and a good finish with the left hand by Assam Mare. That's a nice pass as well, but Ibrahim just got in the way. Good inbound pass. He just delayed slightly. He had an open three initially, and in the end, he actually took a harder shot. He wasn't so hesitant and just shot the three as soon as the inbound pass got to him. Both sides struggling a little bit from the outside. Here goes another one. Off target, offensive rebound by Mare. Can't put it back, and in the end, Chad are able to bring it clear. Fast break down the other end, draws the foul. Will head to the line and shoot two. The foul is called on Ibrahim Khalil. Pushing the tempo, though, on the floor. It's good to see from Chad. Trying to dictate things, trying to get Egypt to play at their tempo rather than the other way around. Egypt in the penalty now with 1 minute and 43 seconds left on the clock. Again, they're more than happy to give him that three, and well, he's struggling with it at the moment. That's why there's no real determination to get out and protect it. That's the pick and roll. Throws one up, difficult shot to make, nearly gets the roll. Who was the last touch off? It was off Gimassel, so Egypt will get it back with just over 1 minute and 10 to go. Mare looking to try and go to work on the baseline. Oh, he drives and misses a simple layup. And now again, playing with tempo, Chad. Looking to try and get down the floor quickly, which they do. Foul, though, is called. Goes on Rami Abdallah. So 2 shots with Egypt being in the penalty. It's Morguena who's at the foul line. Bit part player, really, Richard Morguena. Averaging about 16.9 minutes a game so far in qualifying. Lead is up to 6. Here is Mido. Mido, little no-look pass out to the corner, turns down to 3, drives inside. Nice pass as well, fouled on his way up. And Abdallah will head to the line to shoot 2. Just a reminder to you to try and get involved with us as well. Hashtag FIBA WC. Hashtag This Is My House. Make sure you download the FIBA Basketball World Cup app as well. That's been out for some time now, but will guide you through everything you need to know, not only during the qualification period, but also the World Cup as well, when that gets underway next August. The fast break, really well to run the floor, and the big two-handed jam. Three from way downtown just before the buzzer, and it doesn't go. But Chad will be delighted with the way that they have started in this first quarter. Egypt heavy favourites coming in, you wouldn't know it. Egypt 21, Chad 23. Here are the stats then from that opening quarter. Egypt shooting at 60%, but Chad at 50%. Try and guide you through the stats myself. But yeah, rebounds pretty similar from both sides. There's only 2 points in it, but well, Egypt got off to a bit of a slow start. It will be reasonably happy, I guess, that they're only 2 points down. Egypt pushing the tempo. They've certainly looked to get up and down the floor quickly. Chad's only 2 wins so far, as I mentioned, coming against Guinea, who were 0-6 in the first round of qualifying, so I wouldn't read too much into those victories. But yeah, they did nearly beat Cameroon, who finished in 2nd place in Group A. They were 4-2. They came within a point of beating them the last time they met. So there are no pushovers here, Chad. And they're certainly showing that in the opening quarter here. The question, I suppose, is just how long can they continue? How long can they play at this level? Is Egypt's level going to increase? You'd imagine it will. Throws up the long 2. Doesn't get it to go. Here's Mare, who throws it back outside. Mare, nice spin, and the reverse layup is nice. Big time play from Assam Mare. That's what he's all about. Get him in that low post position and just let him go to work. Nice pass, easy pass, but should have made the 2, really. Bit of a let-off for Egypt. And in the end, Mare is able to steal it back. And a chance for the Egyptians now to take the lead. Chad's biggest lead so far has been 9. And a chance for Mido for 3. Hassan Mare with the offensive rebound. A couple of feigns, fouled on his way up. Mare will shoot 2. And a chance for Egypt to retake the lead. Makes the second, so Egypt do lead by 1. Difficult shot, tries to bank it in. It's another rebound for Assam Mare. Now Mido. Mido gets it back, completely open, and he throws up an air ball. That's so much time to make that, did Mido. Be disappointed that it didn't even come close. Chad now looking to try and show him how to do it, and that is how to knock down the 3 from Kolmia. Oh, beautiful pass, just overran it slightly. A big, strong rebound by Assam Mare, who is fouled. And Mare is really beginning to make a bit of a nuisance of himself on the glass. 4 rebounds now to go with his 5 points. Plays for Pinar Karşıyaka in Turkey. Does Hasan Mare. Was with Medi Beirut in Germany. The three is on the way. It's another one that's way off target, but it's the offensive rebound. Can't get that one to go either. Grabs his own rebound. Don't think that's going to count. Oh, rejected. Just went out of bounds. The referee saying Egypt vehemently disagree with that decision. Let's take another look here. That camera angle doesn't show it. Three is on the way, just comes up short. So Chad still lead by 2 points. Into Mare again. Mare draws the foul and one. And Hasan Mare is being a real thorn in Chad's side at the moment. He has come out and is playing lights out. Referee just wants a quiet word with Lethi. Lethi checks out. What's the Hail Mary pass right down the floor? What a play that was from Chad. Easy finished off by Naki Jim. I don't think anyone saw that pass coming. Oh, the three. Great response by the Egyptians as Zarami knocks it down. And again, Egypt lead by one. Looking to respond with a three of their own. Just comes up short, but grabs the offensive rebound. Can't put it back on the reverse. And Egypt with a chance to perhaps get into their biggest lead of the ball game so far. Little teardrop thrown up, comes up short. Mare looking to try and grab the offensive board. Can't get it. Great penetration, drives into the lane. Mare says, get out of my house. What a game Hasan Mare is having. 7 points, 4 rebounds, and now a big block as well. Still 13 seconds on the shot clock. Dungar inbounds. Kolmia. Kolmia, nice pass inside. Threw it up, was fouled. And we'll head to the line and shoot two. So Ahmed Khalaf comes on for Egypt, or Bibo as he's known. Another big man on the floor for the Egyptians. Nkoyisa can't make it. Murray with the rebound. 29 points all. It's a good game here in Tunisia. Games come thick and fast as well over the next couple of days. They'll all play again tomorrow. They'll play Sunday as well. Most of these sides, so real test of not only your skill, but also your physical ability as well, as he knocks down the long two. Chad just aren't going away. Open three. Chance for Egypt to take the lead. But was the foul called? It was. Foul went on Mare. Just see him dragging him down there. So 32-31. Three from way downtown, just comes up short. Mare again with the rebound. Mare trying to bring it clear, and he does. Rami Gunadi back to Mare. Mare drives. Mare just puts it up with a lovely soft touch with the right hand. He's up to 9 points personal. Egypt just beginning to find their stride. Three is off target. Mare there again, just couldn't quite bring in the rebound though. Now it's an open look at a three if he wants it. Drives to the baseline and makes the two. Nice play. Turned down the harder three. Bided his time and put away a pretty simple two in the end. Foul goes on Issa. Egypt have no more fouls to give. Actually, no, I think it was an offensive foul that was called on Mare. So that puts Egypt into the penalty. Mare checks out, picks up his second personal. Again, great tempo being shown by Chad. They really are running the floor quickly. Trying to make this a physical test. Just over 4 minutes to go in this first half. Chance for Chad to retake the lead. Nakijim makes the first. He's averaged 11 points and 10.3 rebounds a game, has Placide Nakijim in qualifying. It's only him and Deng Zhonggu, who's averaging 13.3 points, 11.3 rebounds, who've averaged a double-double in points and in rebounds in qualifying. So something to be proud of from Placide Nakijim. Thought about throwing it up, decided against it. Now Khalifa. Khalifa, good pass, and Bibo's just left completely unmarked. Makes it pretty easy too. Amir Abulkir. Not looking too satisfied with what he's seen from his side so far. Yeah, makes them both. Nubaramaje has his first points of the game. And again, it's Chad to take the lead. Oh, what a steal that is. That is a big-time play. And he makes the two as well, even with Bibo flying in on him. And Nubaramaje, after making the free throws, got back. Big steal. And a nice soft touch, even with the defense coming in from behind, didn't put him off, and Chad have a three-point lead again, and a timeout is called by Egypt.
Donc évitez ça. Par contre, quand il circule la balle, au lieu de tourner autour du demi-cercle, passer par l'intérieur, couper, parce qu'eux, ils ne prennent pas trop de tirs à 3 points. Les grands ne tirent pas beaucoup. Donc, vous passez par l'intérieur pour les empêcher de faire
So Chad with a three-point lead, 3.5 to go in this second quarter. Nice spin move, tried to pass it underneath to Bibo, but in the end Bibo called on the foul. With Egypt being in the penalty, they're just gifting Chad some simple opportunities from the stripe. Shooting at nearly 80% from the free throw line so far at Chad, compared to just 57% for Egypt, so they'll be happy with that. Makes them both. The lead just increasing again. Quite incredible story, really, just how Chad even got into the qualifying system. They've tried to become a major player in African basketball for quite some time now, but unfortunately it's just never quite happened for them. They've repeatedly failed to qualify for AfroBasket, the competition they last featured in 7 years ago. 2011, the last AfroBasket they were involved in. But they actually had to rely on South Africa pulling out of the African qualifiers just a few weeks before the start of the 16-team event started last September. And Chad, well, they've grabbed the opportunity, haven't they? Throws it outside. Lead is back down to 3. Amir Abulkir thought that Egypt should have had the foul. That lovely pass. Great vision and easy 2. Oh, it's a great hustle. Can he find the pass? He can. Can he find the 2? He can! Was he fouled? He was. And it's a chance for a three-point play and a chance for Chad to increase the lead. They now lead by 7. And what a story we could potentially have on our hands here. Great hustle initially to win the ball back by Mamji Bey. Can he convert the three-point play? No, he can't. Nubra Madje, but he's put up some good minutes. He's only been on the floor 6 minutes, and now he's got a steal as well. Nubra Madje, 6 points, 1 assist, and a steal as well. There was a real sense of belief out there at the moment for Chad. That's a disappointing turnover, though. Can Egypt make the most of this? No, they can't. So Khalifa will shoot a couple. Issa takes a seat for Chad. As does Nubra Madje. Yeah, 6 points, 1 assist in just 7 minutes out on the floor. Really good minutes by Asnal Nubra Madje. Oh, he struggled with his shot today. Has Khalifa. He's just 1 for 5 from the field. So the lead 6, just over a minute and a half to go in this enthralling first half. Throws up the long 2, can't get it to go. Defensive rebound by Matuk. Oh, it's a big block. It's a big-time play on the defensive end from Naki Jim. And now in transition down the other end. Chad running the floor so quickly, so efficient on both ends. It's been so good to watch. And the lead is up to 8. What Egypt can't afford to do is start panicking. Khalifa thought about the 3, decided against it. Don't blame him the way he's been shooting it, and why not just pass it on and let Matuk shoot, because he's 4 for 5 from the field. And he has 10. The lead down to 6. Like it was, yeah, it's just a 2-pointer rather than a 3. Foot must have just been on the line. Shoots the 3. Oh, how has he got that to go? And Dungar again, he started great this game. Oh, it's his foot just on the line. I think that's just been given as a 2 as well. Yeah, good penetration, drives into the lane, makes it. Dungar with the shot clock counting down. Oh, it looked good for a second in the air. But what a start, what a half for Chad. Hands up, who had Chad leading at half-time? Well, they do. It's Egypt 43, Chad 49. Are we in for a big upset here in Tunisia? Well, Chad started well in the first quarter. You often feel that when an underdog perhaps starts well that their steam is going to run out eventually, but in fact they got better in that second quarter. Egypt are out-rebounding Chad, which not many teams do, really. And look how well they've looked after the ball. Just 3 turnovers from Chad compared to 11 from Egypt. Now that is a big difference. So a very big halftime team talk coming up for Amir Aboukir. He'd love to be a fly in that dressing room just to see what he's saying. But at the break, it is Chad with the lead, 49 points to 43. Make sure you're back in about 10 minutes' time to see the second half. Can Chad continue and maybe cause a big upset in these African qualifiers? Well, welcome back, everybody. We may be in for a shock here in Tunisia because at the halftime break, Chad are beating Egypt, 49 points to 43, the lead. Chad have been magnificent in that first half. They really have. A couple of big-time performances. Well, quite a lot, in fact. But it is Placide Nakijim who leads the way with 13. And you just get the impression that Amir Aboulkir, the Egyptian coach, would have had steam coming out of his ears during that half-time break. And imagine he laid into his side.
ورامي وأو أنا عايز من الأول جامد من الأول جامد close right control 3 points area control 3 points area على الكورة بس رجلك الشمال رجلك الشمال قدام ما يشوتش وكنترول انسايد كلوز انسايد ريباوند نتكلم مع بعض في الديفنس واحدة 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 مش اسمه الله فلا غالب آمين آمين يلا رجال واحد اثنين تلاتة بص
So here we go then, second half just about to get started. It will be Egypt to kick things off. Already had a couple of games completed today in Group E. We saw Angola getting the better of Cameroon earlier, 83 points to 76, and also Tunisia extending their unbeaten record to 7-0. They got the better of Morocco, 65 points to 50. And as I said, Chad 49-43 up into the third quarter here against Egypt. And that man there has been quite quiet as well, surprisingly. Michael Koibe's yet to register a point. Three from way downtown, can't get it to go. Strong rebound is brought in. Draws the foul, does Omar Orabi. Here is Orabi. Thought about the three, decided against it, throws it back out. Rami has all the time in the world to knock it down, way too much on it. Nearly got in each other's way, but eventually do bring down the defensive rebounds. Important here for Chad to start well in this second half. They need to try and back up the way that they played in that first half. Nice pass behind the back. Mid-range two is no good. And the last touch was off Mido, so Chad will keep it. Ah, knocks it down. A big three-pointer. The lead is up to 9. And that is the biggest lead that Chad have had so far. Look to respond with one of their own, no good. Defensive rebound. A chance for Chad again here to extend the lead. Three from miles out. Nothing but string. And Dilgar into double digits personal. And this Chad lead is growing and growing. It is a double-figure lead. It's up to 12. 55 points to 43. It is just the start that Chad would want. It's another miss from Egypt. It's another chance for Chad to go further in front. Does well to bring the ball under his spell. Steps back, shoots the three over the defense, tries to bank it in. The bank's shut. Mido. Orabi down under is fouled, and Orabi will shoot the free throws. Chance to try and get Egypt's first points on the board of this third quarter after a quick, fast start by their opponents. Orabi makes both from the line. Lead is back to 10. Well, Chad have been relishing reaching the second round. We said we know it won't be easy, but we are ready for them. We are just enjoying the moment. And they'll be absolutely loving this. Another three on the way. That's way off target, and now it's a 3v2. Mido into Orabi. Orabi's fouled on the way up. The bench on an unsportsmanlike called. Chad brought with them quite a few supporters to the final first round qualifying. They're as passionate as the players about their basketball right now. Gimassel helps it on. Gimassel gets it back. But the big right hand of Orabi was in the way, and now the fast break down the other end is fouled. And will shoot two. Tries to drive into the lane, uses the contact, can't get it to go. And he does well, actually, Bienvenu Gimassel, just to put it out of bounds, preventing the offensive rebound. Orabi. Spins, lovely little move, but again, can't get it to go and prevents it going out of bounds. Chad back in possession. Lead is down to 9. Kolmia draws the foul. Foul called on Matuk. Love to get Michael Koib into the game. He's on 10 from the field so far. The fact that they're 9 points up with their star man not producing at the moment. Even better, he's averaging 16.7 points coming into the second round of qualifying. Yet to register today. Mido shooting over the D, lands the 3. Pass all the way down the floor, great transitional defense. Did really well to get back there, did Rami. And he was fouled on his way up, was Yusuf, so he will head to the line and shoot 2, and it's an opportunity here to get this lead down to just 4 again. Chad in the penalty now with 5 minutes or so left of this third quarter. And the lead not so long ago was 12. It could be 4 very shortly. So timeout called. It is back to 4. It's been a good response from Egypt after falling 12 back after a pretty slow start to this third quarter, but they have recovered. And it's Abdoulaye Nodjimadji who has called the timeout.
Faites très attention. Nous, on précipite nos attaques et par contre, on ne défend pas la balle perdue. Or, il est important de récupérer cette balle. Si on l'a perdue, on ne l'a pas marqué, il faudrait qu'on récupère. Hein? Donc, les gars, il y a un engagement. Il faudrait qu'il y ait un engagement en défense. Leur grand, là, quand il sort, or...
ما يضغطش على الكورة، ما يضغطش على الكورة. الكورة كنترول، الكورة كنترول، الكورة كنترول. كنترول على الكورة. ديفنس. انت فوق يا هو واحدة شيرت. واحدة شيرت يا جماعة. ايدك فوق. يلا يا شباب. بس كلها في الغالب بلد. 1 2 3 فوت دلوقتي. رجالة. فوت دلوقتي يلا.
Well, even if Egypt do eventually find a way back into it, that's a really cheap turnover. That is just a gimme 2 points for Egypt straight out of the timeout. And that 12-point lead has almost evaporated. It is back to within just 2. Oh, nice pass. Looked as though he was going to go himself. Just popped it off last second. And an easy 2. Foul goes on Nubarmadje. Had a really good spell during that second quarter, did Nubarmadje. A couple of steals and 6 points as well. He's 2 for 3 from the field. But Chad now in the penalty are just going to be sending Egypt to the line quite often now in the next 4 minutes and 47 seconds. Thrown out of bounds. So Egypt get it back with an opportunity to try and tie this game now. Pass into the big man. Turns, right hand jump hook is no good. Omar Arabi, who went to college in the States. part of the USC Trojans. As the three is on the way, just can't get it to go. Arabi grabs the rebounds. Throws one up from the foul line, gets it to go. And all of a sudden, it is a tied game. 12 points down only a couple of minutes ago are Egypt. There has been some response from them. Got to give them that. Throws up the three, looking to try and get Chad in front once again. The three by Rami is good. And all of a sudden, Egypt lead by 3. It has been a terrific response by them, it really has. Because no doubt they were beginning to fear the worst. Nice pass underneath. Here's Arabi. Arabi is fouled, gets it to go, and one. And Egypt finally have come to the party. So Nakijin picks up his 3rd personal. He checks out, and I'd imagine this Chad side are just a bit shell-shocked at the moment with the comeback that Egypt have made in such a quick space of time. Arabi at the stripe. Gets it to go. Converts on the 3-point play. And now it is a 4-point lead. What have Chad got left? Nice jump shot. Mido. Nice pass to Arabi, but he just couldn't quite sort his hands out in time. Oh, try to throw it out into the corner, just managed to get a hand to it. Throws it back outside, the 3 is on the way. Oh, it looked good. He was in and out, but Egypt will get it back. Open 3, and he gets it. Well, Egypt couldn't buy a bucket earlier on in this quarter. Now they can't miss, and they lead by 5. From the foul line, throws it up, air ball, but last touch was off Egypt, so Chad will get it back with 9 seconds to go. .90 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter. Again, last touch off Abdallah. 6 seconds to go now. The 3. So the lead is down to 3. Egypt 66, Chad 63, but Arabi with the ball in his hand again. He's so difficult to stop. He had 3 red shirts all around him. He's fouled, and it'll be another trip to the line He's got 10 points personal, Arabi, to go with his 5 rebounds. So Jimassel, like he was carrying a bit of a knock. Checks out, 1 minute 11 left in this third quarter. As Arabi extends the lead. Now up to 4. The biggest lead they've had in this game is 5. The biggest lead Chad have had, 12. And that came in this quarter as well. Another 2 knocked down from the stripe. Throws the 3, comes up short. Just got to stay patient here. Chad, I'm sure their brains are just fried a little bit, but they need to remain patient. They need to keep waiting for good looks. Just get the impression at the moment, since Egypt have made their comeback, that they're very much just kind of throwing the ball up and hoping that it finds the bottom of the hoop rather than just waiting for the best opportunity to arise. Nice pass inside. Arabi, you can't stop him, just grabs it with one hand. Holds the defense off with the other. And now it is their biggest lead of the game so far. Was fouled and will shoot 2, so an opportunity to get the lead back to 5. So Richard Moguena is the man on the line. He's 3 for 6 from the field today with 7 points. Just can't believe how quiet Michael Koib has been so far in this game. He came into it, he scored 46 points in the paint in qualifying so far, which is the most among all African players in the first round of qualifiers. Hasn't quite been at it today. The 3 again knocked down, and Egypt cannot miss. And would you believe it, they now have a double-digit lead. This really has been some comeback. Another 3, this time put up from Chad. They just can't get anything to go. Well, that was a bizarre quarter of basketball, one in which Chad started brilliantly. They raced out into a 12-point lead, but from that point onwards, Egypt, well, they just caught fire. And with 1 quarter to go, Egypt lead by 10, 73-63. Well, there's your reminder again to download the FIBA Basketball World Cup app. Guide you through all the qualification period and into the World Cup as well when that gets underway on the 31st of August next year. This time next year, we'll be getting ready to watch the final. The final on the 15th of September. Yeah, you've really got to give Egypt a huge amount of credit for the way that they fought that there, because especially when you know your favourites coming into a game, there's already a little bit of pressure on you because people are expectant, their fans would have been expectant, their coach, the players themselves would have expected to win this game. And then all of a sudden, a couple of minutes into the third quarter, you find yourself 12 points down and you kind of start thinking, oh my word, what are the people back home going to say? What are the newspapers going to be writing about us? But you've really got to give them credit that ever since they did go down by 12 points, they have just caught fire. They've taken it up a gear and Chad have had no answer to it. The lead is still only 10. That's what Abdullah Nojimadji should have been telling his side there, that probably before this game started, if you'd have offered him just being 10 points down with a quarter to go, he may well have taken it, because they are still in this game. But it's just the fact how quickly it got away from them. It is going to be Chad with the opening possession to get this final quarter underway. Last touch was off Assem Mare. Went to college in the States as well, did Assem Mare. Minnesota State. Three is on the way. There's a lot of hopeful three-pointers going up for Chad, though, in the latter stage of that third quarter. Not moving the ball as well. They're not pushing the tempo as much as they were doing. They were almost getting Egypt to play at their tempo in the early stages of this game. Here's Assem Mare. Mare, no-look pass. Beautiful from Assem Mare. Not just a big man, he's a big man with vision. Mare in the way, but he's called on the foul. And we'll shoot two. Mare has got injured in the process as well. Hope he's okay. Here is Rami. Now Assem Mare. Mare with two on him. Recognize the danger of Assem Mare. Throws it back outside. His three-point shot has not been good so far today, and it's another one that's missed for Khalifa. And now it's a 2v1 opportunity. Decides to pass it and makes the two. So it's back to single digits. Oh, it's a great steal again. Asnal Nubramaje. Couple of times today he's done that. So the lead is 7. Try and make it 10 again, which they do. It's Yusuf who knocks it down. He's up to 7. It's another dagger into the heart of this Chad side. He's fouled on his way up. Will shoot 2. So the lead back to 8. Here is El Maghi. Khalifa inside again, just catches it with that big right hand, but he can't bring the ball in. Nice pass. The mid-range jumper is good. It's what Chad needed, just a couple of makes on the trot. Try and just instill a little bit of belief again in this side. So timeout has been called by Amir Abulkir.
بنلعب باسكت دلوقتي.
بيجي عليك تلعب دلوقتي في الانسايد، بيجي عليك تلعب اقطع عليك. بس دي
نفس الكرة جامد. هنشتغل تاني شوط.
Les pivots là, souvent ils sont ici. Leur pivot à eux là. L'ailier là, il m'a dit on a bloqué. Tant qu'à dénoler, il faut que notre pivot revienne d'abord. Hein?
On va contester les passes.
Eh, non, il faut tout le monde candidat, nous disons là.
Coach, mon grand, moi mon grand. Beaucoup man quand même.
Coach.
Boss.
Well, I mentioned that it's a busy weekend of basketball in Africa because the sides play on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, 3 games consecutively. So Egypt tomorrow have the rather tougher task of facing Tunisia, who are unbeaten. They beat Morocco earlier on today by 15, so they extend their record to 7-0. So that'll be a tough one for Egypt. And they finish off on Sunday against Cameroon. All the games are being played here in Tunisia. Here's Khalifa. Khalifa throws it up, can't get it to go. Big rebound by Orabi again. And they've got to wait until the 30th of November is when the next window of qualifiers are. November and then into early December. The 3 goes up, the 3 goes down once again. They've really found their 3-point shot. That's another turnover. Yusuf with the steal. Yusuf with the one-handed jam. And you just sense that perhaps the wind has been taken out of Chad's sails. Throws it up from the foul line, gets it to go. Still fighting out here, Chad. You never know, by the end of the qualifying period, it could well come down to goal difference. So it's important that even if you feel you're out of a game, you've got to keep going. And of course, Chad are by no means out of this, just 11 points down. But even if you do get into a game where you're kind of 30 points down, you've got to keep going. Every single point could be absolutely crucial in terms of making it into China. Does well to prevent it going out of bounds. Throws it back outside. Good penetration in. Big offensive rebound. Fouled on his way up. And will shoot 2. As for Chad, well, they also play tomorrow and on Sunday as well. Tomorrow they take on Angola. And then on Sunday, they're up against Morocco. So Angola and Morocco, the next 2 games for Chad. At one stage, it looked as though they would be going into that weekend off the back of a really good victory over Egypt, but at the moment, it's looking less likely. Still by no means impossible, though. Good pressure being applied high up the court by Chad. Good pass across the floor, turns down to 3. Inbound pass to Khalifa. Khalifa throws it up from miles out. Still have 5 seconds on the shot clock. Throws it up, knocks it down. That's what Chad needed. And now all of a sudden the lead is just 6. 85 points to 79, still plenty of time to go. For 3, gets it to go. They've got to try and pressure that perimeter shot a little bit more, Chad, because that's what's been really hurting them over the course of the last 15 minutes or so. Egypt have just been knocking down that 3-point shot. Need to respond with one of their own. Orabi grabs the rebounds. Turned it over. This is an important make now. Can he get the pass away? He can, does well. Mido was chasing back, but he did well just to keep his composure, knock it down. And still, they stay in touch here, Chad. They're not going away. It's another open 3, and they get away with this one. Can't really afford to trade now, Chad. They need a couple of misses, and when they get the miss, they need to make down the other end, which they haven't done. Orabi with the rebound. Three comes up short. Offensive rebound, though. Throws it back outside. Another chance to get the 3. And Mido knocks it down. Tried to bank it in. No good. So the lead is back up to double digits. Just over 2.5 to go. Charges into the lane, just couldn't quite make the 2, was fouled though, so we'll head to the line. Egypt obviously played at Afrobasket last year. They finished second in their group behind Senegal. They were in a group with Senegal, Mozambique and South Africa. And in the end, lost in the first knockout game, the quarter-final to Morocco. As Chad called a timeout here.
Bienvenue, c'est là où vous devez placer. Olivier est ici. Ici c'est Michael et là c'est Nato. C'est simple, on se place là dès le départ. Quand il y a une passe, bienvenue, descend bas.
C'est justement descendre là
qui est un problème. Et ce grand d'ici là, il fait un pas vers là. Comme ça pour donner 2 possibilités de passe à l'ailier là. C'est simple, celui-là.
يلا 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 فوق 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 بالاخر يلا لسه بدري يلا شباب يلا رجاله 1 2 3 بص
So it is Yusuf at the line. He's got 12 points personal so far today. And the lead is up to 12. Chad got one final effort in them. And Ndunga throws it back outside. It wasn't a good pass and didn't give Michael Coy much to work with there. Just 2 for 15 from the field today, Michael Coy. That is where you just feel if he had caught fire like he so often does, then they may well still be in the lead. Look how much time they've got to knock down shots, though, on the outside. Turns it down this time, and why not when you can just give it into Omar Orabi. He's got 18 now to go with his 9 rebounds. And the lead is now 14, just growing and growing. Throws the 3, comes up way short. Somehow they're able to keep hold of it. The shot clock's down to 3, though. They didn't get a reset, of course. And Orabi grabs the rebound, has it knocked out of his hands. And you can see Ndunga not particularly happy with that call. Feels as though it was fair. Here is El Margi. Now Martouk. Martouk back to El Margi. El Margi for 3. Just comes up short. Oh, he's done really well. Would have been Egypt's ball, but just played it off his opponent. We've got just over a minute to go. 14 points the lead. That's a nice shot by Nakijim. He's up to 17. He's had a really good game as Placide Nakijim, as he so often does for Chad. Again, they're going for the high press, but Egypt do well to work their way out of it. El Margi. Good ball movement by the Egyptians. This will be a 2 if it goes, which it does, as Khalil knocks it down. Foot was just inside the line. Ndunga. Again, trying to shoot over the defense was Placide Nakijim. Only 2 seconds or so between the shot and the game clock. Throws it out. Open 3 again. Unable to get it to go. Now the fast break is on if they wanted it. Good transitional defense by the Egyptians, and Chad have turned it over. And is there time for one final hurrah? Yes, there is. He slams it down with 2 hands, and, well, Egypt can breathe a sigh of relief. Because at one stage during that game, it looked as though Chad were going to pull off a huge upset. They went 12 points up a couple of minutes into the 3rd quarter, but you've got to give Egypt great credit because they kept fighting, they didn't panic, and in the end, it's finished Egypt 99, Chad 83. Yeah, there will be a lot of relieved Egyptian fans, Egyptian players. Everyone related to them will be very, very relieved indeed, because it certainly did look fairly ominous at one stage. You've got to give credit to Chad, though, the way that they played. They certainly came into this one thinking they could win. They started quickly. It just got better and better, and after the start to the third quarter in which they had, as I said, they built up that double-digit leads, and Egypt were really struggling, but all of a sudden, it was just like a switch was flicked on in this Egyptian side, and it just began to click. They made their outside shots, which got them back into it. And in the end, they've actually ran out reasonably comfortable winners, but the scoreline doesn't really tell the whole story. Here's a look at the stats then. Egypt shooting 62% from 2 and 36% from 3, 12 from 33 in the end from three-point range, just 5 from 33 for Chad. So they struggled. They were out-rebounded, Egypt, thanks to the likes of Mare and Omar Orabi. Be disappointed with the way they looked after the ball, though. 16 turnovers, for the Egyptians. It was Orabi who was magnificent. A double-double for him, 18 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists for Abdallah. And Kolmia led the way for Chad. He had a good game, as did several of them, the likes of Jimasel and Indilgar as well. But in the end, Egypt just had too much for them. Morabi, Gunadi and Abu Shusha had 18, 16 and 14 respectively. Kolmia, Nakijim, he had 17, and also Risha Mogwena did well with 13. So that means that Egypt go to 4-3 now. So they go just above Morocco and just behind Cameroon, who are also 4-3. And Chad, well, they go 2-5. And you've got to say that their prospects of qualifying are looking slimmer and slimmer. It's a big couple of days coming up for them over the course of the weekend. Of course, as I said, they play both tomorrow and on Sunday. So it's an opportunity to try and put this loss behind them and take the positives out of this one, which Chad really have to do. They need to try and focus on what they did in the first couple of quarters, in the first bit of the third quarter, and not focus on what happened towards the end of that one. But I will leave you with the highlights from this one. A reminder again to download the FIBA Basketball World Cup app. That is available to guide you through the qualification campaign and the World Cup proper when that gets underway next August. And of course, another gentle reminder to come back with us tomorrow as well. Plenty more games from the African qualifiers. All the teams in Group E and F back out on the floor, and they'll be back here in Tunisia tomorrow. They've got the likes of Cameroon and Morocco. They're starting off. We will then see Tunisia against Egypt. And then Chad against Angola are the 3 matches in order tomorrow. So those are the 3 you can watch, and also on Sunday as well. So make sure you're back with us tomorrow. But here, Egypt, well, they certainly looked in danger at one stage in that one against Chad, but they managed to find a way through it. A really impressive end to the third. And an impressive fourth quarter as well has seen Egypt run out 99 points to 83 winners.
يجي مع سليم حتى